Hey, what's good?
Oh, I wasn't worried at all, review.
I was sweating bullets over here. Hello and welcome, everyone, to the Overwatch All-Star Brawl Episode 2, presented by Star Esports. Today we have a double elimination tournament dedicated to our Overwatch Tier 3 community. Today we're going to be having the teams of Magna, Terra, and Dismissed going head-to-head in match number 13 in our losers bracket. But for your casting entertainment today, I'm going to be Sir Waltham, and I am joined by the lovely Sci-Fi.
You're not Noonie. What happened?
What?
I'm just kidding. It's so great to be here. Sir Waltham will be kind of helping me out while Noonie takes care of some family stuff. Wish him the best, and really excited to be casting with you again, Sir Waltham. It's been a bit.
Yeah, it's been
really excited.
A little bit of time.
Yeah, we got our losers bracket semis, lower bracket semis. A lot of people call it. It's gonna be Magna Terra in the blue versus Dismissed in the red. Really interesting. What else do we have to go over? Oh, the tournament last weekend, and I'm not one to kind of call out other tournaments or anything or like shout them out, but been working on the Rivalcade tournament last weekend, and all four of these teams playing today were in it, and they did rather well. So really excited to see how these this tournament kind of matches up with the results, because Dismissed came into the Rivalcade tournament really hot, managed to place was 6th or 7th. Magna Terra did a little worse, but still looking like a pretty close game. Both these tier 3 teams coming into the losers bracket immediately facing their opponents the last round, 3-0ing their opponents. So coming in really hot. These two teams seem a bit unstoppable, just being stopped by the teams that are actually in the winners finals that we'll be casting later tonight. It will be really interesting. We'll be starting off on a Paul. Will be a control type map, so team colors or sides really don't matter. Be seeing some icon swap ups that are pretty interesting. What can you tell me about Nepal, Sir Waltham?
Well, Nepal's kind of interesting, right? So a lot of the meta that we talk about in recent history is kind of like, oh, Doomfist, Reaper, Sigma, Ori. But with Nepal and a lot of the other maps that are in our pool rotations, you can kind of see some different choices coming out. Stuff like Lijiang, you'll see a Sim, but Nepal's very Pharah friendly, and depending on the team, if they're comfortable with it, if they have a Pharah specialist or somebody who's just rather proficient in Pharah, they can feel very comfortable running that pick here on Nepal and getting some pretty decent value with it as well. I don't foresee that this will be a run without Doomfist Reaper, because it's been working for a lot of teams so far. I think really the compositions are going to speak for themselves once we get into the game here.
Yeah, Doomfist Reaper's been the meta for about a month now. It's been really prominent, that whole double shield comp with Moira and Lucio on supports. Everything just seems to work out, and it's kind of undisputed that those are the best heroes in the meta right now. Pharah and Mercy are still really good, but Doomfist and Reaper just have the edge. Reaper, great at getting into your back line, taking out the Moira. That's really all what the DPS are about, is taking out the Moira as soon as possible. So when you take out the Moira in a team fight, you kind of shut that entire composition down. We will be getting to the match in just a moment, but yeah, look forward to these heavy dive composition. We like to call it the double shield, but in actuality, it's like a turtle composition, and then it's kind of like a Spartan, right? You have this big shield, and then the spear that comes with it is the Doomfist and Reaper, and it really just tries to spear you through the heart, take out your Moira, CC up your Sigma, and take you out of the fight that way, just mobilizing your healers.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to be on the lookout if you are one of the support players for these teams. A lot of shenanigans might be going forth your way if you're not on your toes. But while we have a moment before the map gets started, I do want to give a shout out personally. This is a personal shout out to Mana for the tier 1 sub for our tournament here. So Mana, thank you very much for showing that support. September, if I'm not mistaken, still going on, I think. Is that right, Sai?
Yeah, up until the 30th of September, you can get subs for half off, and I think Twitch still gives out the regular amount to it, which is like, I don't remember what it is specifically. I think it depends on either if it's a Prime sub or a regular sub, but I think it's like they give away like $2 of it completely. So it's really, really good deal. Like I said, we'll be seeing more Doomfist Reaper up on both compositions. I'm interested to be seeing the matchup between Faded and Garms. Both these players playing really well in the Rivalcade tournament, so we'll be super interesting to see how these Orisa players stack up. Maybe we'll get some Symmetra. No, it'll be Nico swapping back to the Doomfist.
Yeah, that's him going to be used just to get members on the point a little bit quicker. But now we're going to be seeing the fight take place immediately, and it's going to get breaking down in big Afro taking down Iron Crit. Decent combo coming through from the Doomfist there. It's going to give an early advantage to the side of Dismissed. They're going to be working with that. Garm's going to be falling to Cry. That's going to be even more swing going in their favor. Afro getting stunned by Nico. However, Nico going to be the one getting cleaned up. Cry continuing to go on a tear as Roby begins to fall next. And right now, it's looking pretty good for the side of Dismissed.
It is, and you saw that combo firsthand. The initial combo was the Orisa halt and then the Doomfist punch, and it's a very, very powerful combo that isn't really stopped by a lot of things in this meta. If that Orisa gets her halt off, the Doomfist is guaranteed a ton of damage. You see that with the ult percentage already, and it's just a really big initiation tool. And it is that sword and spear that we were talking about in that kind of Spartan comp. Here we go.
Absolutely. And as we speak of initiations, we're going to be seeing Magna Terra try to take that high ground advantage, and it seems to be working for them as Nico takes down Afro, but the Doomfists are going to be the only kills coming in until Faded drops by the shotguns of Zeus. Right now we're seeing the teams just try to battle it out on the point, but space is being conceded by Dismiss. They're looking to give up this point almost as quick as possible, it seems. Not going to be having too many members die on point. It's looking like it's just going to be the Sigma, and the point will flip over quickly to Magna Terra as the cleanup comes through. On to Afro.
Bit of a stall coming in from Afro, but yeah, they will reclaim that point. A bit of an overextension that we actually saw from Afro with that whole halt and punch combo. Nico able to counter that out. Fortunately, when you're playing the Doomfist and Orisa combo comp, when you bait out that punch, you're actually really vulnerable. So they took advantage of that. Really good from them. Oh.
Yeah, now we're going to be seeing the Grab Flux coming in, taking down Nico, followed by a Death Blossom. Zeus going to be matching the side of Cry. It's going to be Zeus who finds more. And right now the kills are going a little bit back and forth. It looks to be about even on the point, but the Grab Flux going to be coming in from the side of Magna Terra, not netting any kills unlike JD's Grab Flux. And with the Coalescence coming out, that might be the sustain that the side of Dismiss will need to eventually retake this point. Yeah, and they're going to retake it.
They will try a bit of a stalling coming in from Iron Crit on that Lucio from Magna Terra's end. Magna Terra still have a bunch of ults to come out with on this next point. The Coalescence is going to be a huge one, and Moira is just one of those great heroes in this meta to... As soon as you get that ultimate off, you can use it and almost just completely win the fight just off of that. Faded going to be using the booster there. There we go.
Cry on the high ground, trying to just rain down some Reaper pressure, but not really going to be getting too much as they spend a little too much time. The kills coming through from Magna Terra. This fight and control point is going back and forth.
Moira going to stall it out. Potion going to try, but they're going to reclaim that point. 86% means that Dismiss just need one more fight. They have a couple of ultimates that they're coming up on, but they need to make sure that this fight goes as quickly as possible. If Magna Terra actually stall this out, they're able to reclaim some of their ultimates and possibly win this next fight as well. But, you know, almost 5 ultimates on the side of Dismiss. This will be kind of hard for them. There's the Coalescence from Potion.
And the Coalescence is going to be coming in, trying to keep everybody alive. Cry, who gets brought down during the Death Blossom by a nice right click from the Lucio Iron Crit. But with that being said, the Grind Flex going to be coming in, and a sound barrier to answer from Iron Crit. That was crucial. However, not going to be there for the Doomfist Meteor Strike as Afro takes down the support player. And now it's looking a little bit more even, that is, until the Death Blossom comes out from Zeus, going to be taking down Afro. Both Doomfists falling by a Reaper. However, Cry not having to invest the Death Blossom as it was invested earlier in the fight, and it looks like Magna Terra actually going to be holding on to the point for the time being. It's just going to be Cry, the last one to die on point as overtime ticks down.
Yeah, they were able to stall everything out, get their ultimates back up. Orisa ultimate going to be used here. Rovi getting a ton of kills. Looks like they're going to be able to clean up.
Yeah, and we're seeing like the last moments of Stagger Stall come out. Potion's trying to do their best on that Moira, not going to achieve it, and that's going to be the first point, Magna Terra.
Actually, a surprise accomplishment from Magna Terra, able to take that point. Their use of ultimates was really good. The fact that they just used them on cooldown, didn't hesitate, didn't wait, played as a team, and they were able to punish Afro's Doomfist from that initial, like, that second engagement. You saw the first engagement, which was like classic Doomfist Orisa, and then you saw Magna Terra immediately like change up their strategy. They knew they were going to go for a bait, and we will see some compositional switch ups from Dismissed, possibly. We'll be seeing the Baptiste and Bastion combo, which has been a really big combo. I think Noctis will also be switching to Mercy after the initial speed boost. We will be seeing the Pharmacy combo as well. These are really potent combos. Just need to watch out for Zeus. I think this is going to be the really big factor in how this Bastion and Baptiste comp is going to start to work.
Absolutely. We can see Afro taking to the skies already, trying to rain down some pressure with those rockets. Going to be scouting out, seeing Zeus creeping around as that Reaper. Hopefully the call is going to be coming out for Dismiss, knowing that the Reaper will be behind. However, it looks like Zeus going to be regrouping with their team. Nobody really looking anxious to get onto point. Afro kind of peering some rockets into the little alcove room, kind of just trying to build up that ult charge, and a punch coming through. Not going to quite be landing. But Cry taking down Zeus, that is the damage gone that we were talking about a little bit earlier. Nico going to get torn to shreds by Cry, and now it just looked like it was a little too late for the side of Magna Terra to try to be getting onto point, as it's not looking quite so great for them. Iron Crit going to be falling up next, and it's just going to be the Moira Squid getting cleaned up by Afro.
That is nasty from Dismiss. They basically taunted them like, hey, Yeah, the point is empty, guys. Just go on the point. Just go. There's no problem. What could possibly go wrong? And they just murder them with the Bastion. Yeah, Bastion ultimate gonna come up. The Rocket Barrage is always up from the Pharah, and then you of course have the Amplification Matrix, and that is going to springboard the Bastion's DPS to 900 per second, which kills anything in the game in like 1 second. So even a Risa that is fortified will die in 1 second. So Barrage coming through, actually getting back.
Both DPS ults coming through there. It's not going to be enough that Squid pops that Coalescence. 2 members still going to be dying. However, Faded dropping. The tables are now even. However, with Garm's drop, we're gonna see if that Mercy's gonna get the res. She certainly will. Faded back into the game, but the point's getting flipped. Oh, it was so close for being flipped from Squid. Squid gonna be just getting out of there for the time being, regrouping with Zeus, and it looks like so far Dismiss gonna be holding, but the swing back coming through from the side of Magna Terra. They're gonna be getting a little bit more aggressive with trying to utilize this May. The May gonna be dead in the water. Zeus continuing to get these kills on Reaper. He's gonna force back the Bastion. That's kind of crucial there in that situation, but Afro on this Pharah, hovering over point, losing connection to the Mercy for just a moment, might have been a little bit crucial, and that will be it. That will be enough for the side of Magna Terra to flip.
Yeah, they got a little over-aggressive with that push. The spawns were able to come through. Nico doing a lot there on that May, and then Zeus just staying alive. As long as you're alive in the Reaper matchup, you have a big advantage because you provide a lot of pressure even if you aren't doing anything. Your presence, the fact that you can be just around a corner, will make the enemy team play around you differently. Dismiss gonna have to try and get onto the point. They don't have a ton of point pressure right now. They'll have to set up with this new Reaper Doomfist combo that they have switched to. Reaper on point.
It seems like they're going to try to initiate with that Valk. The Valk change is not quite in yet. The beams will not go through barriers. And now we're seeing the grab flux come out from the side of JD. However, won't be getting anything as we see another sound barrier coming through from Iron Crit, saving their team. Will not save themselves from the Doomfist once again. Doomfist seems to be a bugbear for this Lucio player. However, Noct is going to be taken down by that grab flux. This one will find purchase, and right now it's just looking a little bit brawly on the point. Teams not quite looking like they want to take the fight too aggressively, and we're going to be seeing the side of Dismiss push into this inner alcove as they clean up. Zeus doing a late Death Blossom. That may not have been it, my friend, as he gets knocked off the map by a rock from JD. It's just going to be a little bit of late stagger on the point from Iron Crit, who will get out of there in short time.
That was like the that was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time. It's just getting hit by a rock and falling off the stage. Oh my god. Anyways, so yeah, big team fight win. They actually managed to cap that point halfway through the fight, which was great because now this is the actual last fight for them if Dismiss are able to run this. Blizzard coming through all the way on the point, but the two-man lead from Noctis!
The big boot from Noctis, and Cry just creeping in the backline. Doesn't even really have to use the Death Blossom, but will just to clean up Zeus, help secure this team fight, as it will likely be the last one that the side of Magna Terra will have to win. But it looks like Dismiss is not going to give him the option, as they're going to secure the point, making it 1-1.
And what a turnaround from Dismissed. It seems like they've gotten their hands warmed up just a little bit. Really nice execution with that Bastion. They were able to move that over and coordinate into the Reaper and Doomfist composition that we had seen on the first point. Weren't able to take the point then, but now they're looking crisp, and really nice plays from JD. Those accretion, the rocks that people call it in competitive, were super potent. That one on to Squid was particularly great, and looks like we might be seeing Cry on the Symmetra. Please give me some Symmetra.
This may just be another teleporter strat. It looks like they're going to use it just to try to deploy, get people moved out a little bit faster. And with that, we're going to be seeing Cry switch onto the Reaper, who has his own teleport. Doesn't need Sim. But it looks like a little bit more of a mirror match up here as we're looking the standard Doomfist, Reaper, Sigma, Ori, as we've come to know and love. Zeus taking a big punch, not going to be dropping from it. Afro needing to charge that up, perhaps just a little bit more. Not going to be finding the exact value that they wanted, but it will be the side of Dismiss taking point presence first. And with that, Magna Terra now has the grave position of trying to push into it. No kills really coming through. We're seeing Zeus try to creep around, trying to navigate both entrances, but it's going to be Magna Terra with the first, Dismissed with the first possession. Magna Terra will get a kill or two, but they will be traded at an equal rate so far. Right now, it's not looking dominant for either team in this team fight, but that is going to be favoring the side of Dismissed, as they do tend to be gaining ult charge, or a point charge, even as the fight continues to just linger on, but it looks like with that, Magna Terra is going to concede.
Yeah, just one of those things. You take the enemy Moira out of the fight. Squid goes down early, not going to be able to use the Coalescence Potion. Gets their Coalescence, able to use that, and it wins them the fight. Simple as that. Get Coalescence, you win. A lot of ultimates on either side coming up. Keep an eye out on Rovi's Gravitic Flux. Has a lot more ult charge than JD, actually. Could be just the disparity between the DPS players, because Afro's been playing really well here.
Yeah, very large jump in from Afro, getting the hit onto Iron Crit. Again, Iron Crit not able to escape from Afro in this situation. The Coalescence going to be coming out from Squid, doing their job and keeping everybody up enough anyway. Afro raining down the hammer onto Zeus with that Meteor Strike, and now the kills going in favor once again of Dismissed. As I say that, though, the turnaround coming through because of the tank line from Magna Terra, and right now it's looking a little bit iffy. The big punches coming through, trying to come through from Nico, not going to be landing enough as they need to, and with the Battle Bongo securing the fight, it looks like Dismiss is going to be able to maintain possession.
Yeah, they're going to have to back off. Cry was doing a lot of work with that Reaper, able to take people out and stay on the point with Faded on the Orisa. Coming down to 85% here. Maybe the last fight that Magna Terra can really take. Afro, here we go.
Yeah, Nico getting taken down early, and Afro, that is some big losses in terms of DPS for both teams, but the Coalescence coming through from Potion, hoping to turn the tides just a little bit more.
Big halt.
No Battle Bongo, and the halt going in, netting, and following up with the Grav Flux, rather. Zeus trying to use the Death Blossom, not going to find anything. The Lucio might be one of the last to die on point, as it will be. Nico getting there, not long enough to stand on point, and despite a weak first round, Dismissed, going to be taking Nepal.
Definitely will look like they were warming up in the very first point there. Great plays coming from Faded and Cry in particular. They play so well around each other. Cry in particular is playing super well around Faded's shields, and this was the amazing boop coming in from Noctis. I think JD actually stole the kill onto Iron Crit there, but Noctis been doing super well. Unfortunate from Magna Terra, but they will take first pick in the map pick and ban system that we got going on.
There you go. And, you know, I talked a lot about how Iron Crit just seemed to be having such a tough time with that Doomfist, but to their credit, I think that their sound barriers were really on point whenever those Grav Fluxes came through. It always seemed like they had them ready to go, not getting really caught off guard at all by any of them.
Yeah, you honestly, you have to make sure that that ultimate is there for the Gravitic Flux, because if it isn't, your team gets chunked, and the way that the damage goes through, it's actually just like half of all of your HP. No matter what, even if you're a Reinhardt, it's like 250 damage. So
yeah,
it makes you super squishy, and it basically makes you unable to take a fight. If you are that low and you don't have a support ultimate to try and counter it out, the fight is pretty much gone. Even if your tank and like one support gets caught in the ult, it's still like basically an entire character is gone. It is really bad for your team.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know, it's like half of a Diva Bomb because it deals a massive amount of damage, and it's half of a Grab because it just locks you in place. It's a situation you never want to be in, and, you know, similar to both of those ultimates, you want some burst healing. I mean, you know, Zenyatta, maybe not as useful as he was in the priors when, you know, Grab was a lot more of a thing, but, you know, to kind of trade out with that, now you're seeing Lucio come back into it more. That sound barrier able to prevent just that burst damage, which is exactly what you get out of Sigma's ult.
Yeah, well, Lucio provides so many other things. The most important part is the speed boost, which no other character in the game can provide, and it just makes it so that you control the pace of the entire fight, from, you know, withdrawing to actually engaging. If the other team doesn't have a Lucio, you can run circles around them. You can basically play games with them if your team is coordinated enough, and so Lucio's kind of required just to have that speed boost, even though it hasn't been as potent as it was a while back with all of the nerfs to Brigitte and Goats and all of that. Lucio is still powerful, and you need to be able to move those kind of non-mobility tanks like Orisa and Sigma.
And I do believe we're actually going to be seeing, with this latest set of patches going through in the PTR, we're going to be seeing a little bit of a return to form from Lucio. All those changes from what I can recall in the goats meta that were attempting to make, coordinated tank play, less effective, are now going to be kind of reverted. Lucio going to be getting that some speed boosts, I think, were the most notable changes to him. So we might be seeing a little bit of the old school style Lucio coming back, where it's not just it's not so healing focused because you have more value out of that speed.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I think it might be just an all include, and Lucio's already been pretty powerful. I think it's just gonna reinforce him in the meta with the Reinhardt, with especially with Winston coming back in the meta, and with Sigma and Orisa being nerfs. Just keep in mind those are kind of like PTR. They're not always gonna be on the patch notes. We actually saw like some crazy good PTR patch notes like a year ago, and they didn't show up at all. We'll be seeing a change up. It will be Magna Terra on the red and Dismiss on the blue. Bit of a swap up. Magna Terra have picked. They've picked a Temple of Anubis for the next map, and Dismissed have banned Gibraltar. So Dismissed going to be playing a defense this first round.
Yeah, quite interesting to hear that. I don't know why, but you talked about the team switching sides. It's a little bit more fitting in my mind that Magna Terra is in the red. I don't know why. I guess Magma is red. That's the only correlation I can think of. But For those of you at home, make sure to pay close attention, because Magna going to be on the right in red, as Sci-Fi mentioned.
Yep. Looks like both teams are ready. We'll be getting into the map. Temple of Anubis. We got ourselves an assault map. We don't see this very often in the tournament, but it will be an interesting sight to see, especially with the meta that we have going. Reaper, not the most potent hero on this map in particular, at least not on the first point.
Yeah.
You get a lot of places for high ground. You got a lot of places to bunker up without Orisa. You can take advantage with the Bastion if you want to, or you can play something a little more mobile and maybe pick up the Widow for some sight lines. This map, I think, is one of the wild card maps where I think a lot of players in this tournament particularly can thrive, can play their pocket picks with whatever they really want to play, and not have too much problems with it. Looks like we will be... Oh, cry.
For a second.
You teased me.
For 1 second, I was hoping we'd see more return to form for Junkrat, because he's been a little bit apparent on this map. We've seen him, be pulled out on defense a handful of times. Maybe not to the most notable of effect, but certainly an option that some teams are looking to go for. So a little disappointed to see that.
Oh well, it's fine. We'll get to see it soon. We'll be seeing what the attacking team can pull out with Magna Terra. Gonna have to come back in this series. They're currently down 0-1 here to Dismissed, and Dismissed, looking really strong. They're gonna stay on goal original. Looks like we will be seeing, looks like a scout from Zeus. I'll be swapping over to the good old original composition of Doomfist and Reaper. No swap ups here, nothing really change up. Both teams feeling really comfortable there on this composition.
Yeah, we're not going to be going extra crispy, just going to be sticking with the original formula. Both Doomfists kind of going head-to-head there, but not really going to be finding too much. Afro walking away with a little bit more ult charge, but now we're seeing Magna Terra kind of just regrouping themselves, getting collected in this side room. They know they have kind of a big battle to go for here. We hear the Doomfists charging up, Nico getting stunned for just a brief moment, and a halt coming through, and that is going to be comboing with the uppercut from Nico to kind of displace a lot of the defending team right now. We're actually seeing some point presence from Magna Terra right now as the retreat comes through. Roby taking out JD.
Oh.
Coming through in favor like you need them to if you're on the side of Magna Terra. Looks like this point's going to be cracking wide open here in just a second. The Doomfist trying their best to hold out. Not going to be working, and now it's just a quick matter of rotation onto the point for Magna Terra as they're going to take it. First push.
Yeah. What did I tell you? Get Coalescence first, win the fight. GG easy. It's winning formula, tried and true. Squid able to outclass Potion in this particular fight. Was able to heal up their allies since they were really close up in that defense. They weren't dying very quickly. They were able to heal up, and that was like a massive ult charge, already up to 30%. Possibly rotating to the left side of the map, just waiting on a couple of cooldowns there. Doomfist coming in, but they want to kind of bait him out there, where they start rotating around.
We saw Afro go in with that Seismic Slam, trying to get something, just going to be building up just enough to have that Meteor Strike on hand. However, looks like they might be waiting once again for those cooldowns to come through. The both Doomfists going to be trying to land a punch, neither one really having any success, though. The Meteor Strike coming out, this time from the side of Afro, not going to be taking down Iron Crit, and instead it will be Afro who falls for their arrogance. And now the Coalescence coming in, it might just be a moment too late as Potion gets taken down by Nico. And right now it is looking so good for the attacking team, especially as JD falls. A lot of staying power lost for this defense right now. And Faded dropping no tanks on the field. It will be the Doomfist who gets cleaned up almost instantly. Mid-Seismic Slam, it seemed. Lucio trying their best. Noctis just trying to stall out. Not gonna be enough though, or it might, as we're seeing the Hammond come out, the Reaper Death Blossom coming in. Cry only gonna be setting themselves up for the right click by Nico, and the Reinhardt pin gonna be landing onto the Ori. The Ori catching that pin. That's probably the most valuable catch you want to get in your entire game of softball career here. Nico continuing to go on a tear. Zeus taking down stall character after stall character. And now with the first tick unlocked for the side of Magna Terra, it is looking good for them. They just need to continue this maintenance, continue this hold, and they'll be able to manage it. Another pin coming through from the Reinhardt. However, it's going to get caught this time. Faded, not going to make it. Karms taking him down.
He punched him right outside of the point, and that made them be able to cap. Really great plays coming in from the Doomfist and the Sigma. Really big attack. 4 minutes on the clock there. Incredible play, honestly, from Magna Terra. They're looking really hot coming into this attack. Oh god, Nico was so good, and Rovi on the Sigma just looked so fantastic with the cleanup. Just call them janitors, because they're ready to clean up completely. They were able to take out the entire side of Dismissed with coordination. And it didn't seem like they lost too many people at the very start engage. I actually thought they were going to do an econ push, but they realized that Dismissed were a little too far up. They just decided to go for it, and they had the ultimates to prepare themselves. Iron Crit was actually able to get that beat off and prepare the sound barrier for the next engagement when JD had that huge gravitic flux, and it was able to counter that up. Then they just engaged with another one of Squid's coalescences. They were able to clean everything up with. Looking so good. Looks like we won't be able to see any other swap-ups. It will be just El Clasico matchup for now. Doomfist, Reaper.
Yeah, and while we have a moment, I want to talk. We talked about how crucial those coalescences were, and Potion popped that coalescence after 2 members were down. That may not have been quite enough, as we saw. It wasn't enough to hold that point, but it will now be their turn to respawn. Dismissed now going to be pushing forward here, and we're seeing them looking to take the standard left room route. And not too much damage coming through quite yet. It looks
a lot of ultimate from Potion already.
Yeah, Potion already at that 30% mark. Magna Terra just kind of prepping themselves. It looks like they know what the battle's going to be resulting in. They back up, they take a few steps back, and that enables Zeus to teleport actually behind the tank line of Dismiss. Getting in some damage, not quite enough though. Afro actually falling off of the overpass. Going to be easy pickings for the rest of the side of Magna Terra. And now
Potion.
A little bit, Potion dropping dangerously low. Not going to be dropping because of it, however. Not going to be
coalescence
either.
The coalescence was canceled by the rock. He just used it and it got canceled.
A massive play coming through by the side of Rovi on that Sig. However, the kill's looking a little bit more even. This fight just seeming to go a little bit longer than you might like to be ideal if you're on the attacking team. The coalescence coming through from Squid gonna be lasting its entire duration. However, no kills coming out in its duration. Garm's taking down Faded, and once again, that is a lot of staying power gone. Afro getting pulled into the center, that makes them a big target, including Garms, who's going to fire some of their proton projectiles into their head. Doomfist going for the dive onto Potion. Going to be cleaned up by Zeus instead, though, and it's a retreat from Dismissed, as it should be.
Rovi is playing out of his mind this game, and I won't be surprised if we see him in the chat in a couple minutes getting ready to clip those plays. That amazing accretion onto Potion was just essential in winning that next fight. Squid able to get the counter Coalescence off. Here we go. There's the Coalescence coming in from Potion.
Yeah, speaking of the Coalescence Potion, going to be using theirs. The Death Blossom coming out from Zeus. Not going to get any kills, but Zeus will walk away barely with their life. Nico taking down Noctis, meaning that only one Lucio will be able to activate Sound Barrier. And the Sigma going to be activating the Grab Flux after the Sound Barrier. Is going to be a very vital play here as we see the tables finally turn for Dismiss. It looks like they're going to get some progress on the first point.
Yeah, a bit of a little too early ults coming in from Iron Crit, able to use the Sound Barrier just a little bit before JD had used the Gravitic Flux. And like I said, you really need to save that ultimate for that ultimate. As soon as it go off, hit it. Go for it. You make sure that it isn't canceled by the accretion, but you need to make sure that that ultimate is there for the Gravitic Flux, because we saw the barrier actually go off and was able to go on here. Already another fight. Holy moly.
Yeah, this fight getting started off fast and furious, just like the racing. Now we're seeing, however, the DPS do their jobs for the defense right now. Nico and Zeus going on an absolute tear. Squid being sure to get in that last blow, and a little bit of scouting from Iron Crit, but it's going to be another defensive hold, or the first defensive hold in this round.
Really big defensive hold from Magna Terra. Didn't use too many ultimates either, and were able to get some ultimate charge for themselves as well. Should be really good for them coming to the next round. I think they should probably use this supercharger a little more proactively. There we go. The Garm's gonna use it right when I say.
Yeah,
and try to counter engage this.
Proactivity is exactly going to be the name of the game here, but we're seeing a little bit of a pullback from Dismiss. Yeah, they're going to be
this is smart.
To be reserved from it. They're not quite wanting to engage.
Now they're going to go in.
The Halt coming through, and it's going to deal a little bit of damage, but the Coalescence coming through from Potion once again might be the fight turner here, as we see the laser just trying to come through, do as much damage and healing as it can. Not really going to net too much though. The Doomfists really trying to work to optimal effect, not quite able to find much though. The Reaper Death Blossom might not be showing up in the kill feed, but is certainly putting down the damage for those kills in the kill feed. And now the Grab Flux from the side of Rosie, not going to be enough, as the side of Dismiss going to take that second point.
3 minutes on the clock. Not too different. Not too different at all. Coming from Dismissed. Able to cap that pretty, just a little bit less time. They're able to attack first now because they have less time on the clock. And to be honest, that last fight was really coordinated from them. They waited out the supercharger from Orisa, and then they used the Coalescence right after as a power play. That is exactly what you need to see coming from a tier 3 organization, from a tier 3 team like them. It is super good to see that kind of coordinated play from tier 3 teams, and both teams actually looking really solid on these attacks here. We will be seeing what the extra rounds can offer. We have three plus minutes on the clock for both teams, so should be seeing some more points on the board for them. Nico's just warming up his fist right there.
Just getting the little bit of the warm-ups in, the fundamentals. But yeah, I'm honestly surprised that it's looking like Anubis might be one of those higher scoring assault maps that we usually associate with different maps of this game type.
Honestly, I'm okay with it. I'm really okay with it. I'm not disinterested in it because I actually like this map, the way that it offers there. That rotation on the first hand, Faded taking a lot of damage there, but that's a lot of ult charge actually for Potion. You're okay with that damage as long as you're not dying. Yeah,
nail on the head there. Potion already going to be halfway to a Coalescence, and we're going to be seeing Dismiss flood onto this high ground rather quickly, but Cry going to be getting punished because of it.
That's
and
over.
Zeus continuing to go on the offensive here. The Potion, despite having some early charge, not going to quite be enough to pull the fight back, and we're going to be seeing the side of Magna Terra hold.
Yeah, Potion does have the Coalescence coming up though, very shortly. We'll be moving over to that 95%. They will be engaging that. I think they'll just be charging through main and getting straight out of it. So we'll be seeing what Magna Terra can do to kind of counteract that. Nope, they will be rotating as always around this left-hand side towards this big health pack.
C and Roby just fire a few test shots in there, trying to get some early damage. See when they can anticipate that push. The Doomfist coming in, not going to be landing too much But the coalescence from Potion is big. It takes down Squid. Squid not able to build the coalescence for the next fight. And aside from that, you lost a large amount of healing. Dismissed, continuing to clean up the field. But Nico claiming at least one head for their mantle, I guess. And now we're seeing Iron Crit just trying to stall out, doing their best. However, they will fall in short order as it's looking like Dismiss going to get a second shot at that second point.
This might be stallable from Nico. Oh no, he just goes down straight away. What was I thinking? Anyways, a minute 45 on the clock for Dismiss. They're able to take that third point. Trying to go for a fourth. They don't have too many ultimates to come up with, but the Meteor Strike, Supercharger, Death Blossom, and the Gravitic Flux. Oh, no Potion though.
Yeah, a big punch from Nico. That is exactly what you needed to take out Potion. As we've talked about it before, not able to build up that coalescence, meaning it's going to be at least half a fight behind where it would be otherwise. And they didn't invest much into that fight. Squid using the coalescence, that's it.
Yeah, that's all they need, just to hose them down with it. 5 ultimates in tow for Magna Terra, and they can use those ultimates proactively. They don't have to build them up like Dismiss do. So you can engage with these. I highly recommend just starting out with the Supercharger. Garms has been very proactive with these Superchargers. And really excited to see what he does there. Gravitic Flux, huge Gravitic Flux though, but the beat.
Yeah, Roby dropping that Gravitic Flux, but the beat coming out will not have enough in the tank in terms of the beat. Sound Barrier coming through to save JD from the Death Blossom. The Coalescence is coming out from Potion. Buys a little bit, and the Doomfist taking down Roby. Now we're seeing the Bongo come out, but from both sides, actually. And neither team looking like they necessarily have a solid hold on this point quite yet. However, the defense is going to be coming back with response rather quickly. You have to be very careful about that if you're on the offense. And a big punch on the Cry by Nico. That's kind of what they needed to turn this fight around. It's exactly what they're going to do. And the Grab Flux going to be coming out, but Iron Crit ready this time with the answer. The Sound Barrier on point. Johnny on the spot. And we're seeing Noctis just try to stall out, keep that overtime ticking up as much as possible. And Potion trying to use that coalescence. We know we said it's fight winning. It might not be this fight winning, however. And the Reinhardt coming out from Garms, choosing to opt off the Ori. A big pin onto the Wrecking Ball played by Faden, who is incredibly faded themselves as they get taken down by Zeus. The slam going down onto JD, setting Iron Crit up for the kill. And right now it is just not looking good for the side of Dismiss, despite the Sound Barrier. And overtime's going to take down almost instantly as soon as Noctis falls.
Yeah, only going to be able to get 3 points on the side for Dismissed. Unfortunate. But they can still win this if they manage to full hold the first point. If they don't, this will only end in a draw or a loss here. Needs to make sure that your defense in this first fight, in these first fights, are solid, completely solid. You can't give up an inch, and that all completely relies on the coalescence management from Moira. To be honest, if sometimes I kind of want to say this, but like I feel like I might get flack for it. If you're taking poke damage, you know, on the defensive side, it's actually okay. You're taking a lot of poke damage as long as you're not dying initially and you're able to heal up and back off with the Moira. It's actually really good for you, because you're accruing that coalescence charge, and when that goes off, unless the enemy team is able to like successfully disengage, it's going to be really hard for them to win that fight. You get a really big power play having that coalescence up and running and just funneling. You know, you're basically healing 4 people at once and damaging 2, or at least 2 people at once at all times, and it's really big. It's fight winning, to be honest. So they need to make sure that they take as much poke damage as possible, right?
Well, maybe not as much as possible. You want to save some for the actual, you know, break fight, I think. But yeah. That being said, the fundamentals, yeah, I think we can agree on kind of the root of what you're saying. But for the time being, we're going to be seeing Magna Terra rotate into this room once again. This seems to be a favorite of both of these teams, and who can blame them with the results they've been getting so far. But now it's going to be Dismiss playing a little bit closer to the doorway than we see the side of Magna Terra play. We'll see if it pays off for them. Roby getting stunned for a brief moment. However, the Sigma barrier going to be broken in quick order. And right now, both teams looking like they don't want to really push into one another's turf. Afro kind of creeping around this door frame, ready to punch somebody as soon as they come through.
This is what I'm talking about. They're taking poke. Squid has the coalescence up already.
Gonna immediately use it. Yeah, that's gonna come out from Squid. And with that, we're gonna be seeing Nico get the confidence he needs to take down Noctis. And with that first point looking like it could go in favor of the side of Magna Terra. However, Cry taking down Garms, meaning that the side of Magna Terra might be a little bit more disorganized. However, maybe not, as the kills still coming through. JD taking down Nico means a lot of literal punch coming out. And the grab flex only going to be netting onto Roby, who doesn't even get taken down from it. The Reaper Death Blossom coming through, going to get booped away by Noctis, but the Noctis will not be long-lived either way. And with this, a lot of stall coming out from the defending team, but it's not looking like it's going to be enough. Faded just trying to stay on the point long enough to get a regroup. A little bit of ult charge built, but ultimately it's going to go in favor of Magna Terra.
And Magna Terra are going to be able to possibly draw this map, possibly win. They cannot lose this map now that they have taken this point. So really good for them. Coming into a good momentum swing in the series for them completely. Have turned things around. Dismiss, however, have a lot of ultimates riding on this next fight. And when you're playing on the defensive side, you're kind of forced to use things a little bit earlier than the offense. Offense can kind of bait things out. We'll be seeing what they can bait out here. If they want to commit completely with the coalescence, they will.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting right into the game with the coalescence. However, Roby taken down early by Afro. That burst damage is hard to heal up by that coalescence. Barriers coming through from Dismissed on both hands, the Ori and the Sigma, right into that door frame. Not as strong there from Magna Terra since they did lose that Sigma, but with that being said, it looks like they're gonna hold their horses here in this room. That is until the side of Dismissed gonna push right into them, not give them the option to hold. The aggression coming out from Dismissed is well warranted, it seems, as the kills continue to come through. Garms getting taken down will be the latest stall coming out, as it looks like Iron Crit and company gonna be getting out of there just in time.
Yeah, and you're kind of getting farm for ultimates there. As your Magna Terra, you're running up on 5 ultimates for your own team, but now you've let citizens accrue 6, so it's going to be incredibly tough. We'll have to see what the Gravitic Flux can do really on the side of Magna Terra, if it can actually gain value, or if it's just going to be sound barriered by Noctis's Lucio.
Absolutely, we're going to be seeing the amp come through from Iron Crit for the rotation to go into this small room once again, but it looks like Dismissed will be equally prepared for that. We're going to be seeing Cry post up right next to the doorway, ready to drop the Reaper Death Blossom in as soon as possible. And the Grav Flux coming through now from both sides. Not going to be getting too many kills. Iron Crit using that sound barrier once again. Noctis going to be dropping it at the last moment, it seems. And the Halt's coming in, a lot of damage trying to come through from all these ults, however, not really seeming to quite land. Nico going to be landing a little bit ahead of point, going to get punched right into the wall by Afro. May have been a little bit of a misplay, and because of that, the kills start to flow through from Dismissed. Right now, it's going to be a solid point presence from Dismissed with a little to show for from the attacking team.
This is looking like Temple of Draw Anubis here. Unfortunate misplay from Nico. Didn't get to use the correct placement for the meteor strike. Nico, it got shielded completely, and then he got punched his daylights out by the enemy Doomfist. Afro able to counteract that. They're going to try and swarm the point as quickly as they can, but they're going to be stopped by Dismissed already. Doomfist touches, and the Reaper.
The Reaper going to be taking down Nico on that Doomfist, though. Both Death Blossoms coming out, but Zeus going to be the one with the shield to help them take the kill on the Cry. However, it's not going to be enough, as now Dismiss kind of making a Swiffer commercial here with the attacking team. That's going to be a clean wipe.
And it will go in a draw. Fortunately, that's really good for Dismissed. They're able to stay 1-0 up. Big plays coming from them. Squid getting the play of the game there with what I'm sure was that coalescence play. Love those graphical bugs where the coalescence particle is there. Are you getting that too, or is that just me?
No, it's definitely not just you. It's a hassle, but that being said, it's now continuing, as you mentioned, to be in Dismissed's favor, and that's not a bad spot to be in. They didn't have map pick, if memory serves, so to draw on a map that they may not have been wanting to go onto, not the worst outcome.
Not too bad. Only takes 15 minutes as well. So not too much of a time sink. A lot of people, oh my god, Temple of Drowned Ubis. It's only 15 minutes. It's not a big deal. You don't lose anything at least from Magna Terra, so that's good. That's a start in the right direction. Did they throw? Kinda. Can they get better? Yes, they can get better. They can improve during the series. Magna Terra are going to be selecting the next map.
Yeah, it will be up onto Magna Terra. Don't anticipate we'll see another assault map as we don't play the same map type back to back. And, looking at my little cheat sheet here, that means we're not going to be seeing Hanamura or Volskaya. And, there's still some options. We still have some hybrid maps, some escort maps, and 2 of our control point maps, I believe. Nope, I believe Gibraltar. One escort map got
banned. Yep.
Yes, so we're not going to be seeing that coming out. I take that back, but it looks like Magna Terra are going to be opting for Li Jiang instead.
Oh, okay.
I'm a fan.
I am too. It's one of those underdog maps that many teams can win, even if you aren't necessarily the favorite to win. If you manage to get a couple picks off, your DPS have a really good game. Should be really good for you. But yeah, it is actually looking good for Magna Terra. Just need to see what they can do on this control again. They need to get a couple of good fights in. They certainly don't have any room to give up any more maps to Dismissed. Dismissed have been a very powerful team coming into the Watchers Brawl and all the other Tier 3 tournaments that we've been talking about.
Yeah, however, their break game not so strong as we're going to be taking a brief moment to get ourselves collected. Dismissed, having somebody in a bio break. So not that big of a deal. We don't mind waiting. Mia and Sci-Fight always good at kind of drawing out the conversation, aren't we, Sci?
Yeah, we're all right. So I don't think we've mentioned this yet, but there is an MVP voting going down in the bottom left Twitch panel. It's here. Be looking pretty good. Vote for your MVP. I know who mine is already, so vote for him. If you donate bits, you can vote again. It allows you to vote again. Cheat the system. Really cool. But vote for your favorite player. Vote for who you think is the best. Just vote at least. Just put a vote in. So get some players credit.
Just vote forehead. But also, while you're feeling generous, while you're feeling optimistic about throwing out your votes, if you feel like throwing out some social media endorsements, whether it be likes on Twitter, retweets, follows on Twitch, subs, whatever you like, even just following us in our Discord, we'd love to see it. We'd love to hang out with you guys. So be sure and throw those around if you're feeling froggy as well.
Yeah, I mean the Star Esports live Twitter is pretty active, talking about these matches going on every day or so. It's always really fun to get in on those matches, get to see what's up to date and which teams are standing in the brackets. This is a really big match for both of these teams. Losers semifinals. The winner of this game is actually going to move up and play the loser of the next match that we have going on at 10, which will be super interesting. They will be playing the losers finals, and that losers finals will take us to the grand finals. So big repercussions for this match and the match to follow. Actually, the match that follows is going to be even bigger. The team that wins that will make it. You get at least top 2. It's kind of sick.
Yeah, and the team that loses, is still has a chance for a rematch. Basically, it's going to be tense to say the least for the next couple of matches as we do get closer towards the end of a tournament. You'd always kind of expect that, but it looks like we've finally gotten everybody collected back from their respective breaks. So with that being said, we're going to be hopping onto Li Jiang Tower, and we're starting with my favorite side. It's going to be Gardens.
Yeah, why don't you tell us why it's your favorite?
That's going to be because Farah. Just because Farah.
Because Farah. I like your critical thinking, and that's young man. That's great. No, I know you're a big fan of Farah. I've actually seen some of your your concussives in this map, and they're kind of nutty. Actually, the first time I was watching you on stream, which was I think a little less than 6 months ago, I just tuned into your stream for like 5 seconds, and you got 2 or 3K on this map. You just rocket it up like right away. Then you boost it, and then you pop that concussive around the side where the rock is, and people normally boot people, and you got 3. And I was like, holy crap! I can't believe you've done this. Like, what entertainment! And I've only been here for 5 seconds.
The power of quick play, I will say. But that being said, I'm more excited to see what these teams going to be rolling out. Cry going to be making me cry if they actually walk out on this Pharah, and tears are flowing. You can't see it right now, Sai, but they're flowing.
Oh my god. Them in the chat. Someone was asking them if they made the basketball shot, and one player on the same team said yes, and the other said no. It was great. Oh, Afro with the pickup already.
Yeah, Squid getting dropped early on in this fight. That means a lot of healing going to be gone from the side of Magna Terra. Not what you'd like to see. You want to get that Coalescence Potion already building up quite a bit. However, Nico getting taken down by an uppercut from Afro, and the team's still looking kind of brawly here on the point, but Roby dropping might spell doom for the side of Magna Terra, especially with the cleanup onto Zeus. It is just this Ori and Lucio trying to play in this corner, but time seems dark for them, and Garm's not going to be able to hold out for too long. Iron Crit trying to stall out as their
Afro, can you stop?
Squid getting taken down for the 2nd time this game already, and that's going to be first cap by dismissed.
Afro's actually insane this round, already building up the meteor strike here. You can tell just by the ultimate charge how good he's doing. Looking really solid coming into this map now. 4 dismissed. They're looking hungry to take this map 3 here. And positioning wise, this looks great for them. Cry is able to fire off on the side, able to take a thing. Barrage already in play. Watch for that. Oh my god!
Big triple kill coming through from Cry. That is massive. That is the ideal Pharah rocket barrage there. And then the cleanup. Cry gonna be getting the last shot on Iron Crit. It wasn't necessary.
He kills him in midair too. He's just like, Iron Crit's just like, I'm just trying to get away. Mercy! And Cry's like, no! You die! It's over! That's all they used too, was well, they used the Coalescence as well as the barrage, but holy moly! The crazy ultimate there. Keep in mind of Afro's meteor strike. I'm sure he's going to be using it defensively as he all-ins here in this room. Try and do what they can here. Having that advantage. Gravitic Flux comes through.
You have to expect that the Doomfist Meteor Strike going to be coming in. Afro gets killed early. No Meteor Strike coming in. Nico going on an absolute tear with this right click, taking down 2. Iron Crit looking to get some kills as well. Noctis flying through point, perhaps just trying to get out. Didn't realize they could turn the other way, as the point's now going to be flipping for Magna Terra.
Yeah, but both support ultimates used for Magna Terra. Not going to have that in the bag for the next fight, and both Arisas are going to come up on their ultimates, their superchargers. So gonna be a big power play. Ooh, almost thought it was gonna. Oh, actually he did. Iron Crit got the boop.
Iron Crit got the boop. Was taken so low. Has not managed to die yet. Nico taking down Potion. This is looking so good for the side of Magna Terra. And man, you think he could have capitalized on Iron Crit in that situation. They just did not. Faded taking a trip into the moat, and the Pharmacy team gonna be taking a little bit of a step back.
Yeah, unfortunately, the fact that you have so much air control and you have so much stability in the air with those rockets, it means that your tank line and the way that you present yourselves on the ground is a little lacking. Unfortunately, that makes it possible for your team to be rushed up on. Cry coming up on another barrage. We've seen how sick their barrages have been already, so keep an eye out for those. Supercharger already coming through. All the ults being used here.
Yeah, it looks like the side of Magna looking a little bit more hesitant to play away from that door, or looking a little more hesitant to play closer to that doorway, but the kills still going to be coming through from Dismissed. Cry taking down just 2 with this rocket barrage. They're decreasing in numbers, but they're still getting effects, and that's all you can ask for with Pharah.
Yeah, Cabot at 75 too. Really good for them. Gonna be able to move this to last fight territory. Cry doing a lot with that barrage. And actually, the kill on Lucio might have been really crucial, because Lucio is one of those heroes that can stall things out very well. They're trying to get some shots in, but not too much damage.
Yeah, and a little bit of
poke them out.
A little bit of peppering coming in from Cry, trying to thread the needle on some of these rockets, just trying to build up that.
Oh, Afro.
Afro taking down Iron Crit's going to be crucial, especially as that sound barrier was so close. Faded taking down Garms. And right now it's looking a little bit back and forth. It's just going to be Zeus on that Reaper trying to Wraith form their way around point. And now the kill's starting to come through for Magna Terra. This is looking good, especially as Iron Crit going to be rolling back onto point with that sound barrier in pocket. Looks like they may not even need to use it in this situation with that Coalescence coming out from Squid. The point's going to be flipping. And right now it's not great for Dismiss. They need to get out of there if they want another
fight. They
fight.
need to reset. Squid is... Oh, nice hop coming from Faded, able to move out of the way. They will move back to the Orisa. Noctis going to be swapping to the Lucio. They will be going to that Lucio and Reaper combination. That Pharah isn't just isn't that good without the Barrage. Barrage, okay, but you need this chunking power coming from the Reaper now in this engagement.
Nico going to be swinging in, missing his abilities, not quite landing that right click, but Zeus will be picking up the slack for them. And with the sound barrier from Iron Crit, who respond with JD or Grab Flux, not going to quite be the kills coming through for that ultimate, but the Death Blossom coming in from Zeus, taking down just what they needed. And with this, it looks like Magna Terra is going to continue to hold. Nobody really to contest with the exception of Faded from the side of Dismissed. It's not looking great for the hamster. He gets burned down, overtime ticks down, and that's it. Magna Terra taken first.
Magna Terra take first with a big hold. Really funny how it says 100-100 there. It's kind of what? All right. Anyways, Magna Terra able to cap that out. Really big plays from them. They really held on, and you can tell that they're really good at being clutch and taking control of the situation when things might not be completely in their control. Honestly, could have been a better swap up from Dismiss to move Cry back onto that Reaper a little sooner. Maybe the Pharah wasn't the best idea as soon as they had lost the point. However, they'd stayed on it, maybe a little stubbornly, and Cry had swapped towards the last fight. Not going to be enough time to get that Death Blossom up, so not going to have that for that last fight there, and that might have cost them that last fight there.
We will have to see if Dismiss can once again pull the double point back in this control point map. And a lot of abilities getting used right out of the gate. The Moira Orb going to be going in from Potion, healing up a lot, but the kills now coming in by the numbers for Dismissed. It's just that Lucio and Sigma trying to hold out. Not going to be it though, as Dismissed going to be taking a forward position and the point early on.
And this is just like the script says it would, just like Nepal, lose 1 point to give your fans false hope, or to give the enemy team false hope. You're they're looking dominant to start out with this control center point. Really excited to see more. JD is actually doing a ton of work there on the Sigma, able to get a lot of damage. That is what you really need, especially if you're able to get the Gravitic Flux before the Lucio. Oh my god!
A big punch onto Zeus. That is a lot of threat taken out. It will continue to be Dismissed, just cleaning up with these kills. Iron Crit going to be one of the last to fall, followed shortly by Rovi. And again, just so aggressive from Dismissed.
Yeah, and looking really good for them too. They have the ultimates to back themselves up. JD has the Gravitic Flux coming up before Iron Crit is going to have the sound barrier. And that's huge, because now, instead of baiting out an ult, you're just going to win the fight just with that single ultimate. Coalescences.
Too true. Both Coalescences going to be coming out. A lot of damage going in. Afro taking down Nico, and once again, the kills start early for Dismissed, and it's looking like we're going to be seeing Magna Terra play around this door frame. Not going into it quite yet, not until maybe they have a full force going in. But Roby using that shield to really leverage some space. They're going to be making a rotation, it seems, through server room. And yes, that's exactly where they're going to be going, as Garm sets up with that stationary shield. The punches charging up, not going to quite be finding too much. The Battle Boggle coming out as the shield breaks, but it's going to be the Grab Flux coming in. Iron Crit landing that sound barrier in the most crucial moment, so not a lot of damage comes through from JD. And now the return Flux coming in, and the return sound barrier. These Grab Fluxes not finding too much, was not quite used early enough. Zeus going to be using that Death Blossom as soon as it comes offline. No kills coming through from the back of it. And now we're seeing the clap back from Potion with that Coalescence coming in after taking down Garms with an uppercut to the chin. And now it's looking like the fight has gone on long enough for Magna Terra to need to win this one. If they do not, overtime clock will tick down. And with this, we're seeing Iron Crit play so hard onto the point. Nico trying to get a Meteor Strike in will only take the right click on the Noctis, but they will take it as that is kills going in their favor. And we're seeing the Hammond come out from Garbs, and the kills going back and forth now.
Oh
and
my
this
God.
is exactly what Magna Terra needs. They need to make this win happen. And right now, it looks like they might just do it. In fact, they will. They're going to get the flip. This is great for them.
It is all right for them. They burned a lot of the overtime wick, which means as soon as Dismiss are going to be able to cap this out, it's going to be really dire for them to come the next fight. They need to make sure not to lose these next fights. They don't have a lot to work with, but neither do Dismiss, and we'll see what they can do with this wrecking ball on Magna Terra's side here.
Certainly, and that Moira getting a lot of pressure, already being brought down to half health. Things already looking good for Dismiss. However, Squid getting the double kill with the Coalescence does not seem like it's going to quite be enough. It's just going to be the Wrecking Ball and the Moira trying to stay alive, trying to keep each other up. And it's going to be Squid trying to play around the central pillar. Not quite enough as the point is going to flip for Dismissed. You have to think the overtime timer is going to tick down. Zeus trying to get on the point at the last second. It will, but Zeus might not be long for this world following the Iron Crit. The Reaper Death Blossom coming in just to clear up a little bit. Cry not finding any kills because of it. Not really going to need it, however, as the Sound Barrier comes in just to secure this defense from Dismissed. They're going to get it. It's just a matter of time. Garbs popping those mines, making a little bit of space clearance for the teams. But right now, it's not looking like it's going to be enough. Meteor Strike landing right onto the mines, clearing them out. But with that being said, after a big battle, it's going to be Dismissed.
It will be Dismissed, and they're going to win that point handedly. We will be going to Night Market, which will be our final map for Lijiang. Chance for Dismiss to take the series 2-0, or Magna Terra can tie the series up 1-1. We'll see. Looks like we'll be playing similar comps. To be honest, I know that Mei isn't like the favorite character of a lot of players, but I'm a big fan of her on this map in particular. You can manage to stall people out and win a cheesy fight to start off with a wall, with a well-placed wall. You can actually get these walls in pretty handedly, and you catch uncoordinated teams out of position. You can win the entire point very easily. Big rotation coming from Magna Terra, already on the point there with that teleport.
Yeah, that teleporter being crucial in getting Magna Terra where they needed to be. A lot of damage coming through, none of it really netting any kills quite yet. Zeus gets brought low, uses that Wraith Form just to get out. Afro taking down Garbs. That is crucial victory coming through from Dismiss, at least in the short run. The kills going in their favor, and they have possession of the point. That is not a spot that Magna Terra is going to want to be. They're trying to fight it out at least a little bit, but they lose the point. And with that being said, the few remaining players will get killed. It's going to be Dismissed ticking up on that clock.
Afro is such a good Doomfist. He is so good on that Doomfist. The way that he makes plays and he displaces the entire team, even if he doesn't manage to get the pick, he's able to separate the team enough so that it just wins them the fight outright. Cry, trying to do a lot there, kind of taunting people out with the Reaper.
Yeah, Nico going from the top rope, however, gets hit by the Accretion Rock and then taken down by Potion's Coalescence. That is a crucial ability and loss there for the now attacking side of Magna Terra. And they're not looking too great here. It seems like they've lost all their momentum from the first map as they're running and hiding almost.
Yeah, and we're getting really aggro, trying to get a stagger kill onto Zeus, but unfortunately they just gave Zeus a little bit more ult charge. And while their Reaper has their own Death Blossom, they don't want to give Magna Terra any chance to come back in this fight. Trying to enter around this market corridor here. Oh my god, really nice punch.
A big punch onto Iron Crit. There is no Lucio to mitigate the sound barrier for the Gravlux that might come through from JD. However, it looks like they're going to be holding off on that. They know a retreat when they see one. It's just going to buy them more time. And right now, it looks like it's just a little bit of a hold here in this little cookery area for the side of Magna Terra. And we're seeing Afro on this high ground, ready to jump as soon as they come through the doorway. And the Gravlux now coming through. Iron Crit going to be dropping that sound barrier in response.
Big.
Rovi trying to hold off the rest of Dismissed for the time being. However, will only be receiving a flying Meteor Strike from the side of Afro. And Zeus getting some massive kills. Cry trying to equalize, not going to be finding any success with it. However, as Magna Terra needed to win this, and it looks like they have.
Zeus just made a savior play, saved his entire team, that point, the map, and what might have been the series with that Death Blossom getting 3. You could tell the Dismissed just really weren't able to handle it, and Zeus getting the better end of that. Magna Terra gonna cap the point. They can't give it up again, and get the supercharger coming through from Garms, who's already on the point. They've already rotated.
Ooh, and JD landing a big accretion onto Zeus. Follow up with the left clicks. The sound barrier coming down from Noctis to respond from the grab flux. It's looking so good for Dismiss. They knew what they needed to do, and they're gonna flip because of it.
That looks like the end. No overtime. No one gonna be able to touch, possibly. Meteor Strike coming through, but the objective is already secured. Dismiss gonna take this map and gonna go up 2-0 in that series. Not gonna be GG's just yet, even though we are on map 4. Second map was tied, so we got another map to go before we crown our winner. Possibly another possible map.
So
Cry
the only,
here.
yeah, the big rocket barrage coming through from Cry, helping to get that play of the game. They're just so.
I don't even think she saw the character models. Oh, that's the shot I was talking to you about.
Oh, that was brutal. With that being said, Dismissed, as you mentioned, Sai, going to be going up 2-0 in our third game. And so far, I think one thing has been established. Dismissed has the swing back factor in these control maps.
Win 1 point to give the other team false hope. It's really potent. You let the other team get a sense of a comfort. You lure them in, then you 2-0 them at the end of it. It's easy clap.
It's the mind games. It's the mind games.
This is the mind game. You think you just warm up. You warm up your hands for the first round. You don't take things seriously. Then you snap the fingers in the next round, and you're like, all right, we're good to go. Let's go, guys. let's actually play now.
Right, and yeah,
and I think it's soul crushing for. It is soul crushing for Magna Terra. This is what could be their last map of the tournament. Loser of this map gets kicked out of the tournament. Winner of this map gets top 3. Gets at least top 3, which is actually insane. So, big implications for this match. We are coming down to the ending couple days of the Watchers Brawl 2. So, gotta play like your tournament life is on the line. And we still have a lot to see from Magna Terra. They have some really good DPS players, though. And Iron Crit is just an amazing Lucio already. You saw some of his boops. Also Rovi.
Yeah.
On the Sigma. Kind of sick.
Tend to agree. It's so difficult sometimes to pin out good tank players because, you know, with Lucios we talk about, they hit those crucial sound barriers. The DPS, you know, are able to get those kills, but by nature of a tank, it makes it very difficult to, unless they're popping off in kills, very difficult to see if they're doing their job properly. I think Roby's been putting a pretty good name for themselves out, kind of ahead of the pack to kind of, I don't know, maybe they want that MVP vote's all I'm saying. And Chad, if you think they deserve it, definitely give them a vote, or whoever you think deserves it.
Yeah, this is always vote for your MVPs, guys. September, always a thing. Twitch Prime, just gonna put that out there. But yeah, we'll be getting into the next match hopefully soon. Gonna be banning Dorado. Dismiss gonna be banning Dorado. Magna Terra have to choose their next map. They have quite a bit of maps to choose from still, even though this is map number 3.
Yeah, and
map number 4, I mean.
How it's been, I don't really know what I can say they'd feel the most comfortable opting into, right? So there's Hanamura. It's probably the second most played assault map we see moving forward. We haven't seen any, I don't think, of our hybrid maps. We haven't seen Eichenwald, Kings Row, or Hollywood. So I think Kings Row might be a contender here. We know that one, people at least have nostalgia for it enough to maybe be willing to play it.
It seems to be a map that a lot of people have been scrimming on as well. It's a comfortable map. It's something that players, if you're a player that has started from beta, have been playing on this map for a while. So yeah, it definitely could be comfort factor for Magna Terra. They need to pick a map that they definitely feel comfortable with, but they also need to play a map that plays to their strengths, and that will hopefully be Hollywood. Crit going to be picking that for his team.
Yeah, and it's looking like another break going to be called for the time being, which gives us a little bit of time to speculate on Hollywood. Jace, what do you think we're going to be seeing out of the? I have no clever name for it. What do you think we're going to be seeing out of Hollywood?
Bastion Baptiste.
Mm.
I actually think we will be seeing some Bastion Baptiste, at least on defense point A. So we'll be seeing more of that.
Some nice cafe style bunker.
Yeah, I definitely think it's potent. It's not something that a Doomfist can really get up in. The Reaper can kind of get in, but yeah, I definitely think it's one of those compositions that really works. Just like how Farah kind of just works on Gardens. It's really potent. The way that the Bastion works and the way that you have to rotate a lot and spend a lot of time in getting around just to get to that Bastion.
Very much so.
It'll be worth.
Yeah, you either have to go through that media room and wrap around and go behind the gate and then climb up through Cafe to try to break the Orisa shield that's now going to be rotated because, the team saw it coming a mile away. Or you have to do that awkward left-hand rotation that still gives the defending team a lot of time to kind of rain bullets down on you and wear your shields down before you even get within a strong contest range.
Yeah, and the whole problem about the Bastion Baptiste bunker comp, like in playing against it, is that if you don't kill him right away, the Baptiste gets enough ult charge to double his DPS. So you're like, if it's one of those quotes, you strike me down and I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. Yeah. It's one of those things that it's like, if you hit me, my guy will heal you. My guy will heal me, and then I double my damage. So you need to back off, bro. And it's like even worse than a Moira. It's even worse than a Coalescence, right? Because Coalescence can win an entire fight, but the amplification matrix is so versatile and it's so easily obtainable too. It's very easy for the Baptiste to rack up heals, all of the AoE heals, and his shift ability being able to give everyone heals over time.
Right.
Bit of a short break. We'll make sure that the next map is Hollywood. Just heads up.
Yeah, we're absolutely gonna make sure that gets changed. We don't want any production issues going through this time around. It did not seem like the teams were going to opt to switch sides. At least the call has not been made quite yet. So we have a little bit of time to see if we're going to be seeing the same colors for the same teams, Magna in the red, Dismissed in the blue, or if I'm telling you false information right now and things are going to absolutely get flip-flopped around, are going to be shuffling players around, whatever the case may be.
Really excited to see what Magna Terra can do to stay in this tournament here. This might possibly be their last map in this tournament. They need to make sure that it isn't, so... A lot of repercussions riding in the line for them, and it is kind of nerve-wracking, but Magna Terra are kind of that team that they can play around that pressure. They like to, and they do tend to step up when there is that overtime. So it is really cool, because this might be just what they need to get the reverse sweep going.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about it a lot every time, but ever since it happened anyway, but this would not be the first full reverse sweep we've seen, so it could certainly come out here. This might, even if it does go in favor of Magna Terra, it might be our first 6-match game that I can recall of the tournament. That'd be a slobber knocker, I think, to say the least here. But I think before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we do need to see how it's going to turn out on Hollywood to start.
As always, guys, make sure to vote for your MVP in the bottom left. I see some other people have been voting for some players. At least just vote. Just vote for your player. Always vote before the series is over. Make sure that your voice is heard. Even if they don't win, at least they can say, hey, I got 6 votes. The person who won got 8, but it's not too far behind, so looking pretty good. Oh, thank you, Rimbot. I'm blushing. Holy crap.
Can't confirm, is blushing. Everybody just take my word on that one. But with that being said, it still looks like we're waiting on that bio break coming through from
What does bio mean?
Potty break.
Oh. I've never heard of it called that way.
Toilet time. That's the only kind of cool alliteration things I got for that kind of.
I've just never heard of it
situation.
as called bio.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it might sound a little bit more professional, but anybody who's watched me long enough knows that I'm not necessarily that professional. So yeah.
It's just one of those things I've never heard it like that. Is that where are you from? Like in particular, 'cause I'm from the west side of the U.S., so I've never heard of it called that way.
Oh no, I think it's just a within the game, within like I don't know. I've only heard it like really within like these tournament styles, these scrims. So I don't think it's a regional thing. I think it's more like a gamer thing.
It's a techie slang, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
techie slang.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Exactly. But I mean, we get the opportunity to kind of just talk about all these slangs for the moment. It looks like we're finally going to be having people get back into the game, get back into the map or side selection rather. So we're going to be seeing if Dismissed wants to attack or defend, see what side they're going to want to pop onto. It looks like Afro are going to be making the call for defense, so they're going to be staying in the blue. So don't have to worry about getting your color palettes mixed up or anything like that, folks.
Yep. Looks like we will be getting the ready from both teams. Interesting to see what will be done from Magna Terra. Looks like Dismiss going to be playing defense first. Magna Terra going to be stocking up on the offense. So possibly some Bastion being run by the by Dismiss. We'll see. They really haven't run it. We've seen Magna Terra play it a bit. So both teams look like they're ready. We'll be getting into the game shortly. Can't wait for this hybrid map. Got another map to go through, and we are coming down to the point where it is like if this map does go long and it like goes the side of Magna Terra, like we're coming down to the point where like, ooh, we're getting to overtime. Like these people are going to start getting exhausted from playing, and fatigue does play a key in this in these maps. Although it doesn't always. Sometimes 3 maps usually isn't too much for players normally, because that's like 3 games of ranked. Anyone can play 3 games of ranked, hopefully without tilting. But the thing is, like other tournaments, like the Rivalcade tournament that I was a part of, like some teams were playing like 7 matches in a day, and those matches were like best of 3. So fatigue does set in, and the more that maps go on, the more you see the better teams, the teams that have practiced for longer, you see them thrive a lot more. So it'll be interesting to see what goes through. It looks like Dismiss going to be popping the original OG comp, Doomfist Reaper, and it looks like it's going to be the same thing for Magna Terra, at least for the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, no Cafe Crab bunker style games coming on, at least for this phase, but we're going to be seeing exactly how Magna Terra is going to be taking this offense.
Yep. It's going to be moving around this point. Not too much to say here. Both teams readying up. Already a pickoff.
Yeah, Zeus taking a burst of damage, getting cleaned up by Potion really fast. That is a good first kill, and because of that, we're going to be seeing the quick pullback from Magna Terra.
I gotta love how Reaper just throws his shotguns on the ground and reloads.
Oh, absolutely.
I guess new ones from the Nether. It's actually ridiculous. Because you gotta think of all of the metal that's actually wasted from it, you know? Think of the materials, dude. Where you're not thinking about the environment.
Noctis gonna be thinking about getting those sweet kills though. Nico getting dropped from a couple of sound waves, and now we're seeing the rotation come through, but Magna Terra looking a man short without that Doomfist. They may be waiting for the regroup.
This is okay though. Yeah, they can wait for the Doomfist to come back. The Doomfist is almost back, and the thing is, now they can go for a pincer maneuver with the Doomfist. So they're gonna rotate up top here, and the Doomfist is gonna fire in from the back and actually get a pick off.
Yeah, massive kill on JD. That's what you like to see. And now we're seeing the Coalescence, that game-changing ultimate, as we've talked about a lot here tonight, coming out from the side of Squid. Squid taking down Afro with it. And they rock to the face of Noctis from Jay from what seemed like half court. Zeus taking down, cleaning up some of those kills with Nico in tow. And with that, we're going to be seeing the first point cap for Magna.
Yeah, really big for them. Capping it pretty much a minute and a half here. Will be a minute 40 when they cap. Really big from them. Gonna take a position around the top side of this map as well. Cry battling it out with Zeus for the high ground here. But not too much gonna be done with. Oh, actually. Oh, Zeus almost getting caught in that initial engagement. The tank's really taking over. And actually Faded getting a pick off. This is big.
Yeah, it is very good. However, it's a little bit during a dead phase. The cart getting basically a little bit of free movement before it hits the Hollywood doors. And with that being said, it's going to be just enough time for the offensive team, Magna Terra, to get regrouped here. Jay trying to get a little bit of damage over this Sigma shield. The entire team trying to get some damage through, as a matter of fact. The Coalescence coming through from Potion. Not going to be getting done in by that Doomfist punch. Both Doomfists will be dropped, however, and the sound barrier to respond from Iron Crit to JD's Grav Flux. A big Death Blossom coming through from Zeus. Not going to be getting enough kills, however. Cry going to be showing them how it's done with 2 kills of their own. And now Dismissed trying to reclaim some fame.
Yeah, really big hole here. This doorway is a really tough spot to get out of. It's going to force a lot of ults out of Magna Terra here on this attack, and they really don't have a lot to work with. Faded has the advantage on Garms with the superchargers, so this is going to be really tough for Magna Terra just to get back in the game and get this cart moving. They're going to have to use a lot. Iron Crit almost going down to the poke.
Yeah, you don't want to lose that, Lucio. You don't want to lose any members right now, especially considering the time bank is not your friend. And we saw Faded use that amplifier a little bit early, but now the Coalescence coming out from both Potion and Squid. And with that, we're seeing the Grab Flux come out. The response once again from Noctis. As usual, Zeus getting brought dangerously low, but going to be healed back up by their supports. Cry taking down Jay as that support does not apply to them. Afro with a big punch onto Zeus. Garm's going to be trying to get away with a sliver of HP, going to get healed up. Continue to get tickled, though, and done in at the last moment before hitting that spawn wall. It's getting driven hard back to spawn for Magna Terra.
There's a difference between these two teams, and when you watch the matches over and you recognize the way that these teams team fight, it's very clear that the Dismissed play their heroes like they play their team as if they're one hero. When they use the accretion and they use the halt like that, they go for the Doomfist punches and all of that as well. Afro goes down though to a counter engagement here.
Yeah, and Iron Crit did not have that sound barrier up quite in time, but will be dropping it in the mid-fight. Squid using that Coalescence to optimal effect, raining down 2 members of the defending team. And now it's looking like Magna Terra finally getting some hold on some Terra of their own.
Yeah, they will be able to push the point forward. That was a good one. They will use a ton of ults, though. Both support ultimates being used. The Gravitic Flux from JD was used, and the Death Blossom from Cry. But now Potion has the Coalescence, and we all know that ultimate can win the fight on its own if you get that off, and the enemy team really isn't able to engage.
Yeah, we saw Nico try to dive onto Potion. Potion going to be using that Coalescence at a very low HP, and the Sigma taking the rock for that Moira, making sure that healing does not go unrewarded. Nico and Zeus, however, seem to be overpowering the defense line right now as Dismiss continues to fall. Nico claiming these kills. Potion just trying to get a little bit of damage in, get some ult charge up, but it's going to keep the cart moving.
Yeah, big plays coming from Magna Terra, able to, we got a pause here coming in from Afro. Don't know what's going on, but yeah, Coalescence coming through from Potion, just not doing as much work. They were able to disengage and then re-engage with the Death Blossom coming in from Zeus, so that was really big from them.
It certainly was, and looking forward, it didn't quite look like, looking towards the pause, it didn't seem like there was any disconnect. It just looks like some players were having some connection issues, trying to get that resolved. It looks like things might be Kind of picking up here in just a moment. Packet loss, according to JD, on the side of, I believe it is dismissed. And, we have a moment. We might as well look ahead to the next fight. As far as ults go, anything stand out to you, Sai?
Well, I see Jay with the gravitic flux up on Magna Terra, and Noctis coming up with the sound barrier from dismissed. They need to make sure that gravitic flux goes up as soon as possible. So wait on give them some time for the packet loss to subside. It happens to the best of us. Happens to pros all the time through scrims and all of that.
Yeah, it makes me lament that we just can't all be playing on LAN, Sai. I think that we need a revival of the classic LAN party. It looks like we're going to be taking just a bit of time. It gives me and Chase the opportunity to talk just a little bit more about various things, as you folks have no doubt already seen throughout this.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, man. I want to talk about sandwiches again. I haven't talked about sandwiches on this cast in a very long time. Chase, what's your favorite sandwich?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with peanut butter with creamy and mango jelly sandwich.
Ooh, mango
Toasted.
jelly sounds delicious. I have not actually had mango jelly. Definitely adding it to my list. My sandwich list, Waltham's Sandwich Delight list.
I don't think it's like something that people would automatically assume. It's one of those things that a lot of people would assume for a sandwich, that like putting meat in, but that one's my favorite. It goes really well with milk, and you can, if you have more milk, then you can add more peanut butter.
Yes.
To the ratio, and the ratio becomes even better. When the ratio gets really high, then you have to add milk, right? Because you get really thirsty. So there's a whole give and take there.
This is the sandwich science I need in my life.
Yeah, it depends on if you have a lot of milk, though. If you don't have milk, then you have to have a smaller ratio.
Right. It just makes
ratio
sense.
needs to be very small. It needs to be maybe 1-to-1, and then you also need water, right? So
yeah. Well, that
what's
being
your
said,
favorite?
Oh man, you caught me off guard. I ask this all the time. I'm gonna take a different stance. I'm gonna go with a hot sandwich. I'm gonna say a toasted Reuben. Wait, I guess Reuben's gonna be served hot. Toasted Reuben.
That one's good.
I've been talking a lot about it. It's just the sour and the meat. It all fits together to me. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to go with that. Reuben's, one of my top tier lists.
You got me thinking about like my favorite hot sandwich, and I was thinking like, okay, that other one can be toasted, but was really good, especially during my childhood and like in my early 20s which was a couple years ago. I'm not that old, guys. When I was living in Hawaii, there was this restaurant called Bravo's. It was an Italian restaurant. They were so good. Actually, the coolest part was for anyone who's in Hawaii, you know what I'm talking about. They're basically two restaurants stacked on top of each other. The bottom restaurant on the first floor is Bravo's, and the one on the top is called Anna Miller's, and it's like a home style. They're open like 24 hours. The one on the bottom is like an official like Italian restaurant, and they served this thing called the Bravo Melt, which was like ham, pesto, a couple types of cheese on this really nice sourdough bread. It was so good.
It sounds fantastic.
It was great. I miss it. I want to go back to it, but it's like, oh man, I live so far away now. It feels bad.
Yeah. I mean, sadly, things must change, and hopefully, our connection issues are going to be changing here in just a little bit, as they are looking like. I mean, we can't be too long on time for pause.
Yeah.
Onto the side of dismiss, they got to be kind of running the clock down as much as they can. With that being said, what do you think?
They're ready. We can start again.
Yes, we are absolutely ready.
Country roads. Let's go.
Sandwich time done. Also, gotta throw in.
Wow, they're moving it too. They're moving the cart like as much as possible. Are they going to be able to touch 7.75 meters? Here we go.
Oh, it is coming in at the last moment. The sound barrier coming in from Noctis just to give their team a little bit more staying power. They will be able to get some feet onto this cart and prevent the loss from coming in. But Squid going to be popping that Coalescence, throwing that damage, and Nico taking down Noctis. You don't want to lose that Lucio, although the sound barrier was already committed. And it looked like Afro landed a right click. However, the Lucio Iron Crit just skid across the roof of the car, not finding the kill. It's just JD on point now. We'll get cleaned up, and with that, we're now going to see Magna Terra move forward.
And it's going to be a big wash for Magna Terra onto Dismiss. They're going to be able to clean everyone up, not even losing anybody. Big fight win for them, reclaiming the second point. They're going to have a minute and a half to move this as much as possible for point number 3 as we get into the movie studio. Potion coming in onto the Coalescence could be big for Dismiss though. Gravitic Flux coming through. There's the beat.
The beat coming in. Zeus once again going Largo with this Death Blossom, getting the kills that they exactly needed to get. That is gonna be play of the game, hands down. Massive from Zeus.
Let's go, dude. That's a clip. Go, boys. For my boy Zeus, they're gonna be able to move the cart even more. 50 seconds on the clock. Not too many ults in their banks though, so gonna need to take this fight with a little bit of salt. Should be happy with the progress they've already made here. Death Blossom could be coming soon though from Cry and the Meteor Strike from Afro.
Ooh, and the Bongo going to be coming out just to give the attacking team a little bit more punch, but Afro going to be destroying it almost immediately. The Grab Flux coming in might put the hurt on the... No, Fate is actually going to be using their Fortify ability out of it. And with that, no member of the team dropping quite yet. This will be last fight territory unless some massive stall comes through. But with Potion dropping that Coalescence, it's looking so good for the defense right now. They have a lot of healing going on, and the Death Blossom and the Bongo all hitting the field. Right now, it is looking like the defense is going to be holding strong. Lucio barely going to touch point, but it will not be long for Iron Crit.
He's going to jump on the cart and try his best, but they're only going to claim 63.5 meters of the second point. Not going to be able to fully claim that 3-point set. And now it'll be Dismissed turn. And we won't be seeing a tie for sure in this map, since we didn't go to the 3. Be seeing what Dismiss can do now on this attack. Really good attack so far. They weren't given too much time from Magna Terra's end, so pretty sizable lead with what they had. They were really stalled out right here on this first doorway after capturing point A, and getting into point B was a really tough task for them, but they were able to cap it in overtime and really grinded their way through the second point, tried to do the best with what they could. Be seeing what Dismiss can do on attack now. I think we'll be seeing very similar comps, but like I said before, wouldn't be surprised to see more Bastion.
We can certainly hope here, Sci-Fi. I'm optimistic. Zeus on this Junkrat kind of hovering around spawn, not looking like it's gonna be.
He's trolling us.
Sad face. This is the second time we've seen the Junkrat not be initiated on the defensive stages, and sad boy hours is all I gotta say.
Why you do this? Yeah, it's one of those things. It's just like, why you gotta do this? Why you gotta play with our hearts? We want you to play more than Doomfist Reaver. We understand that you're good at Doomfist Reaver, but we like seeing other things.
Absolutely.
It's just what happens. The meta has been so involved. Oh, that ball gets completely eaten by the Sigma. But we want to see new things. We always like seeing new things.
Yeah, like mixing it up, especially if teams have kind of their own signature play styles. Don't get to see a lot of that in Overwatch. But now we're going to be seeing the fight take place right on the point. We're going to be seeing the Fortify come out from Faded, tries to push on the point, gets punished immediately because of it. Garm's taking them down. And now without a main tank, it's looking a little bit hairy for Dismiss. They need to get out of there. Cry. Not going to be able to, though, as they get punched and shot all over their body.
Yeah. Really good stagger kill coming in onto Cry. Really big kill. And 45 seconds already taken off the clock for that initial engagement. Not too much ult charge on either side. Actually, Potion's got the big advantage with their Coalescence coming up shortly. Be seeing what Afro can do. Both teams stunned up. And actually, Nico goes down here.
And Zeus taking a stun by an Accretion Rock, gonna be having to use the Wraith Form just to get out of there safely, but gonna have to back off of their tanks as well, meaning that Jay becomes easy pickings, as does Garms, and with that, a flood of manpower for Dismissed goes on to first point. It's just a little bit of stall as the cleanup comes, though. Dismissed taking it.
Yep. I have Coalescence first. I win the fight. Wow, great analysis, Chase. Back to you, Sir Walton.
And we saw
really
the high
that
ground.
simple.
It really is, honestly.
It doesn't take a big color analysis to figure that out. Oh wow, you got your Coalescence first. Wow, you win this fight. Squid has their Coalescence and Potion doesn't. I wonder who wins this fight. Well, actually, it actually is a big toss-up here, because if you get a good punch in from Afro, could lead things differently.
And the Meteor Strike going to be coming in, however. Going to try to rain down some damage, however, it nets nothing. Coalescence is going to be doing its job and keeping everybody alive. However, it seems like Magna Terra wants to just back off of the cart, and now the Coalescence coming through from Potion. And we're seeing it kind of just hose down the main alleyway. It looks like Magna Terra might be trying to go for a rotation sweep through Bank. Ooh, and the Reaper's going to meet each other on top of the stairwell. Lucio's going to be meeting up with them. The Orisa Bongo coming out from Garms. Sound Barrier from Iron Crit to mitigate the damage coming through from JD's Grab Flux. No kills really coming through until Nico dies. Then Cry going to be taken down with only one Reaper left standing. Zeus going to try to be dominant by flexing his Death Blossom onto the point. And right now it is just looking like a retreat from the side of Dismissed after a very long fight.
Yep. Dismissed will be dismissed here on the attack. Moving back up to try to reclaim more positioning here. They have the Death Blossom. They have the responsive Sound Barrier for Jay's Gravitic Flux. They don't have too much else, and they need to try and find a pick to something that work with. Actually going to move the point already. Magna Terra giving a little space. There's the beat.
The beat going to be dropping just in time.
Oh.
And Cry going for the Death Blossom. Going to get punched out or stunned out of it. Not sure whether it was a rock or a punch. But the Meteor Strike coming in from Afro, that also finding nothing, and instead getting them dead for their effort. A lot of kills coming through from the defense right now, and that's exactly what they needed. Magna Terra on a little bit of the kickback.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, Faded is just losing these fights to the Orisa. Garms is just getting a little bit ahead of him, and now they're tied on ultimate percentage. No ults on either team. Actually, Zeus is going to have their Death Blossom ready fairly quickly, and while he's taking this high ground spot, he's going to be in a perfect position to try and take as much damage as he can with that ultimate. They spot them moving around the coastline positioning, going to move in onto Garms, but the Fortify keeps him alive.
Certainly will for the time being. We'll see if that maintains to be the case. However, Nico going to be activating the Meteor Strike, landing right in the combo with the Orisa. The great halt, landing everybody into that round little area. That Doofus just likes to punch so much.
That was disgusting coming from Nico. Big play coming from him, and you could see the shields of victory. Reaper trying to move the point maybe silently, but he actually gets stalled out, and there's only 2 minutes on the clock for Dismiss. They don't have a ton of time to work with now, even after capturing point A very handedly. And now, Magna Terra have a bunch of ultimates to use. Using that Meteor Strike combo with the halt only used one single ultimate. You didn't need anything else. And now they have so much else to work with. They're going to be a really big advantage for all of these fights in the future.
So we saw the side of Dismiss try to take this high ground. However, Garm's not even going to give him the option as they use that halt to pull him off. And the Death Blossom coming in from Zeus, not going to be netting too many kills, but it does take down the Battle Bongo. Nico dropping does not seem to stop the defending team from getting these kills, though. Magna Terra continuing to do the cleanup. JD holding out for as long as they can, but it seems like Potion may be the only one living this fight.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they did use 5 ultimates in that engagement, so they kind of used what they already had. They used all of it, so this defense is going to be kind of, I'd say, a bit sloppy coming in from Magna Terra. You'd want to hold on to at least one other ultimate. Jay is going to have the Gravitic Flux before that, and it looks pretty good too. But JD already going to get the pick.
Yeah, but the kills coming back for the side of the defense. However, as I say that, we're going to be seeing Dismiss turn things around here. Potion particularly getting those 2 kills with the Biotic Orb. However, Zeus trying to stall out, not going to be, or trying to kill out, not going to be enough as they drop, and more cart moves for dismissed.
Yeah, 3 people on the cart, going to be really good for them. They don't have everyone in play. Everyone going to be sped back by Noctis's Lucio. But they are still moving the cart. Need to make sure that they move it as quickly as possible. Looks like we will be seeing a regroup from Magna Terra, who are already on the point and able to recontest. They will have a bit of an advantage, but not too many ultimates in tow for either team.
Ooh, and Jay taking an early stun. Nobody's there to contest.
1 meters.
Garm's not able to make it. The contest comes through, but it doesn't matter. And the contest comes through after the point has been capped. Cry taking out Nico. And it's looking like, aside from losing the point, this is just not going to go Magna Terra's way.
Wait, what? It's at 0-0.
I definitely show time added to the clock, and we are going to be seeing the card.
Oh, okay. It bugged.
Classic Overwatch, but as dismissed, continues to move this cart. They have a lot of ultimates here, Sif.
What? It bugged for me. It literally said they didn't cap, and it was 0-0 for both teams, and it didn't say overtime. Oh my god, weird. Anyways, yeah, both teams going to be having a couple ults coming to this next fight. Magna Terra need to use what they have. There are 49 seconds left. They can't lose the next fight. Getting a pick off on Cry is good, though. There's Reaper on the back line. Yeah,
a big halt, but a couple kills already going in favor of the defense. And so right now, it's getting to 1 fight territory with that solid hold from Magna.
Yeah, and they have all, or the good ultimates to use, the Gravitic Flux, and unfortunately the Coalescence not going to be able to be used. But on the side of Dismiss, they have 5 ultimates, not including the Meteor Strike, to try and start off the fight with.
Yeah, and the Bog is going to be coming out. However, it's going to be on Garms who has to place. There's a little bit more in the open. The Death Blossom coming out, but it's going to be Zeus picked up real quick because of that animation lock. And then the response, Death Blossom coming through from Cry. With that, it's going to be dismissed, picking up the quick map. Well, I guess not so quick with all those pauses, but picking up Hollywood, making it a 3-0 in our, I believe it was a 4-game match.
Mm-hmm. Big plays coming in from Cry. With the 6K here. This better be the 6K.
It looks like it's going to be the last play of the game. Not quite the 6K.
Are you kidding me? He literally killed the whole team. Blizzard! Guys, fix your play the game system. What was that? Anyways, hopefully we'll... I'm angry that I got killed his whole team. So hopefully we'll be seeing someone from Dismissed for a post-match interview. We'll be moving on. It's like Faded will be chosen.
We'll be nominated to come in here, we'll chat with the casters. Maybe
be chosen.
Maybe we can get them to talk sandwiches with us, at least a little bit.
Oh no! Please no. Walter, why you gotta do this? I'm just kidding. I'm all right with it.
While we have some time, would like to remind you guys that the MVP vote is going to be active for just a few more moments, so make sure you get your last-minute votes in there. If you are holding out, trying to, wait till the very end to cast your vote, now is certainly the time. But that being said, Chase, did you have any ideas of or did you have any players that particularly stood out to you?
So I think Faded did really well. And started off kind of rough. Mm-hmm. I don't think he was winning most of the Orisa duels, and even when it came to Hollywood, he still wasn't. But I think he really came into his own on those control points. Really stuck to his guns, and his the synergy that he has with Cry, even though he might not be winning the 1v1s, the synergy with Cry is really good. Cry is an amazing Reaper player. And he plays around the shield so well. He's playing. They're playing these aggressive shields that still allow the Reaper to be shielded up, and that is making these fights completely won on the side of Dismissed. It gives Cry so much more rim to do damage and be aggressive, and it also makes it so that their Doomfist can get in, get out. Afro on the Doomfist is kind of insane. He's always been popping off as well, so. Big plays come from him.
Yeah, some massive plays overall. I think there are definitely a lot of good candidates, a lot of good nominees. But before we go ahead and wrap up this presentation, we do have Faded popping in with us. Faded, how you doing?
What's going on, man?
Hello, how are you guys?
We're doing great. How are you? This is an interview for you.
Oh, I'm great.
Tell me about the last match. You got a couple things going on. Some packet loss coming in from you guys as well. What's up with that?
Someone on our team doesn't, I believe, have stable internet currently because of school. So,
Happens.
yeah.
Downloading too much textbooks.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, totally.
Been there. Been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, really big plays coming through you guys. It was a 3-0, but it took 4 maps to try that. How was that tie on Anubis? You guys expecting something like that, or?
We were expecting at least a good match on Anubis because we're quite strong on Anubis from rival Cade, but as well this match because it was like 3-3 with a tie, and I believe there was another match that we went 4-4 with a tie. So I feel like that's one of our stronger maps.
Yeah. Didn't turn out so in that last matchup. Magna Terra looked really good on the attack as well. They ended up accruing more time than you guys, but you guys came back with the hold and were able to hold things off and tie the map up, which wasn't so bad. Talk to me about the stability and comps that you guys have. We didn't see a lot of change-ups from the Reaper Doomfist. Is there any reason for that? Are you guys experimenting for any other particular maps? Are you guys trying out any new strats? Or are you guys sticking to this particular meta?
Currently, we are sticking to what we know, but as well still experimenting during like scrims. So like during tournaments, we're just sticking to what we know. And I feel like that's what has done us the best with the coordination between the team and how the comp has helped us elevate our play in multiple ways.
You guys look really strong. Even last weekend with the Rival Cade tournament, you guys only ended up losing to. It was phase 2 in the end in the losers bracket. So
Yes.
you can't really be sad about that. You're losing to a mid-tier contenders team. You're looking pretty good, and a lot of people had their. Classics was one of them as well. Who are you hoping to face in the losers finals and then the grand finals if you guys end up winning that?
We're hoping to verse Bermuda Academy again, actually, and we're ready to bring it to the max. We're ready to roll.
Why are you ready to face them over Classics?
Because Bermuda beat us once, and we're ready to take that back of the title between the two giants in the tournament.
Yeah, true. They are really big. A lot of people weren't expecting Classics to come into this tournament and do crazily well, but they really haven't. Even in the Rival Cade tournament last weekend, just crazy, insane. It's so good to see you to do well. I recognize your name from a lot of Chrono streams and all that, right?
Yep.
So it actually is like really cool to see someone that I kind of know in Twitch chat come up into these tier 3 tournaments and actually do insanely well. I'm really proud. I wish you guys the best of luck, and yeah, I'm excited for the next matchup. We are going to wrap it up, but we wanted to talk sandwiches. I know that Sir Waltham had a last question. What's your favorite sandwich, bud? Real quick.
Mine?
Yeah.
I mainly just love ham and cheese because it's quick and easy to make.
Well, what's your favorite? Is that your favorite?
I don't really have sandwiches much, so I can't say.
All right, so we will go for ham and cheese. All right. Damn, dude, this guy's sophisticated. This guy must eat out a lot.
Oh, no.
He breaks my heart a little bit, but yeah.
Oh, no, yeah. So it feels bad. I have sandwiches all the time, but I also have Hawaiian jelly and stuff that I stockpile.
Well, with that being said, Faded, I think that about wraps up our time here tonight. This game went on quite longer than I personally was expecting. I think we're already about set up to head into the next game. So once again, thank you for hanging out in here, chilling in the caster's booth, and answering a few of our silly questions with us.
All right, thank you for having me.
We'll see you next time. Hope you win the losers finals. Good luck, guys.
Oh yeah. Have a good one.
Take it easy, Sir Waltham. You want to take us out of here?
I would love to sci-fi, but from what I hear, it seems we are still having some votes going in to the Twitch chat.
God.
I have not received the envelope yet. I have not received that neat little red envelope with the golden sticker that I can open up and just
Oh, I know who won.
read the nominee. You want to go ahead and just read out what it's looking like there, then, Chase?
It's looking like Squid won.
Ooh, Squid with the coalescences. Not a big surprise. We talked about how the Moiras can shape this game quite a bit.
Yeah, looking really big. Potion also just as good in these matches on Dismiss side, but Magna Terra's main support going to get the best of that. Let's take us out of here so we can get to a short break before the next match, Sir Waltham.
Absolutely. So from those of us here at the Overwatch Watchers Brawl, I have been Sir Waltham. You can catch me on Twitch or Twitter at Sir Waltham, WALTHAM. And likewise, on the other side of the screen from me has been Chase or Sci-Fight. Sci-Fight, you want to drop your deets?
At Sci-Fight. I'm in the chat. See you guys in a little bit, guys. We'll see you in 10. Stay safe and watch more Tier 3 Overwatch.
Yeah.